Message from Sananda. 3. Confusing thinking with feeling. Dearest ones, lovers of the divine, this is Sananda. I am here with you today to help you to understand that there is a difference between thinking and being, which many of you are not clearly aware of. You can think light, but it does not necessarily mean that you are light. You can think love, but it does not necessarily mean that you are love. Mankind has been trapped so much in the mind that Earth humans have forgotten the true space in the heart, where there is mere being. It is the undivided place of eternity, where the divinity, the source of existence, can shine through, so that you ultimately can become one with it. As you have forgotten this place, you have separated yourself from your origin over the course of millenniums, by thinking. Thinking is the great separator from source. Thinking is a process that can only occur when you allow the idea of duality to emerge. With thinking you create a copy of reality, of all that is. With thinking you put a veil upon what is alive, what is sacred, and it flattens the force and dynamic of true feeling into something artificial, a surrogate of living life, as an expression of the divine itself. It is not that you should not use the faculty of thinking, dear ones, but in the true divine spiritual process, it is necessary to understand its rightful place and where it has to surrender to what is greater. Dearest ones, having yourself forgotten so much, forgetful of your true nature, which is living in the all that is, many of you cannot anymore feel the difference between thinking and feeling, because you cannot truly feel. You cannot feel the divine. You might think that you feel it, but you do not feel it. The nature of the mind is that it can deceive you, as it can operate as many frequencies and densities, and can appear in many shapes and many forms. You know this from your experience, when you think something wonderful, and when you think something which does not make you happy, which tells you that thought waves can be light or heavy. When you have understood this, then you are perhaps able to understand that you can create very light thought waves, very subtle and transparent ones, and you think with your head that it is feeling. You think with your head that you are light, that you are love. But still, it is a thought, and not a being light, a being love. Being light and being love is only your experience, when you truly rest in the space of your heart, ultimately unified with the space above your head. Once there, you will not talk any more light, you will not talk any more love. Because you are it. There is a proverb saying that one only speaks of things which one does not have. And there is great truth about it. Dearest ones, I desire you to understand the difference. Because if not, you continue to dwell in illusions about yourself, and what you think you have become spiritually. To truly become light and love, requires the process of consciously facing everything which is not of this nature and which therefore does not allow you to become. As long as you think to be light and love, you separate yourself from that very light and that very love. It is important that you recognize the difference between the thin veil of subtle thought waves which can appear very light though and can appear to be light and divine light itself. The real light process, and the real love process too, is a very very tangible one and is experienced in your whole body, and not just in your thinking. When this happens you allow the living force of divine light, and the force of love, to enter you, and replace what is in their way of becoming your body, and your mind. When this happens, you don't think enlightenment, you don't congratulate yourself, thinking who you are, and what you have achieved. And neither is there wishful thinking. You just are. And you know it. You don't think it. Take this as a sign and honest measure of where you stand. Thinking light and avoiding to go through the true process of facing your subconsciousness, where you have put all the things you did not love, is the path of a hypocrite. It requires courage and the force of your higher will, and the love of the deep of your heart, to shine through, and to let yourself be guided on the true journey, dear ones. This true journey is the most heroic one which cannot be thought or imagined. You have to do the real thing. To go to the other shore, you must welcome, bless and release all that which you are not, including your thought waves. Your true humanness is that of the heart, and there is a space in your heart in which divine creation occurs, and one through which you unite with all that is. It is conscious, not just a field of energy. It is not in the head, it is beyond the brain. All your thinking, with doubt about being worth of the divine, all your fears, you would not be able to make it as being love, being light, all fears of being overwhelmed perhaps, in the face of what it takes to merely be. It is all but a creation in your head, another thought about what you are, what you are not, and what you can achieve. All of this, let go. Your true nature does not think these thoughts, it does not achieve, it merely is, and participates simply in the divine process of being. It does not take a thought to invent a secondary world of enlightenment. It is enlightenment itself, it is love itself. What is impatient is your thinking about it. To step into your true nature is nothing superior either, because it is a state of greatest, inherent simplicity, before you create duality. Would you accept this? The ego never accepts this, so if you have problems with this simplicity, you have problems with your ego. And you cannot think to be of simplicity either. This is another trick of your ego, that wants to be special. You have to get down and do the work. No honors. And you cannot even think that you do not want honors. I, Sananda, am pointing this out to you, so that you can recognize the many traps on your way to true happiness. True happiness arises when you no longer confuse thinking with feeling. Because your true nature is feeling, and not thinking. Love is there to feel, God is there to feel, light is there to feel, even beauty can truly only be felt. Dearest ones, be well and be happy. I am Sananda at the threshold of the galactic center.